video was actually shot on my iPhone with a Trexo Slider. That's how I was able to get that smooth movement in my shots that look more cinematic. So in this video, I wanted to share with you about this product. Trexo makes a lot of videography gear. They make the Trexo wheels and Rigget I have from them, and I always like their products. They're always high quality and they function really well. I feel like they take time to intentionally think through their product design and how they work. So I've been really pleased with it. And so in this video, I wanted to share with you the Trexo Slider, share with you my thoughts on it, and show you how it works. If you're interested in it, I'll put a link in the description below for you to check it out for yourself. So first of all, this is what the Trexo Slider looks like. It's a very simple and basic design. It comes with your Trexo Slider, this little sliding device right here, this thing which you attach your camera to or your iPhone, and you can also choose to get like a bundle package, which is what mine was. Which mine comes with this case then if you get the bundle package, and it also has your charging cable, your phone holder, and this extension arm to be able to move it in different positions or do like a vertical shot if you're using a phone or if you're going to be using a camera on it. I really like this case because it already has a groove in here for the mounting piece. That way you don't have to detach anything when you're putting it away. You literally just throw it away and pull it out really quickly. I don't have to take everything apart first. The material that this is made out of is like a metal material. It's not plastic, so it feels more durable in my opinion. And it also has grip pads here if you want to mount it to a tripod vertically. And it also has 3 attachment points on the bottom if you want to mount a tripod to it. The one in the middle is a larger thread size, so my tripod mount actually doesn't fit on the middle one. I have to mount it to either one side or the other, and I think that's just because they want you to put a bigger thread piece on there so it holds it better, because once this slides all the way to one end or the other, like all the way out here, it's going to be really heavy once your camera is on this, and so you want something durable that's not going to tip over. You want a large thread piece in here so that this thing doesn't come toppling over and you break your camera. Sometimes what I've been doing, because my camera and my lens are actually pretty heavy, is I will mount 2 tripods underneath this. That way there's more support on each end when my camera slides from side to side. Something else that I like about the design of this product is that it has this screw mechanism in there which allows this to slide back and forth instead of a belt. And what I notice is that it's really quiet when it operates. It doesn't make a lot of noise, and it's really smooth. It has a really smooth slide to it back and forth, so I like the way it's designed. I feel like it works really well. Another thing that's cool is that this has a quick release plate, so you can slide this out in case you want to slide your camera out, do something handheld, and then slide it back in place. So you can see they put a lot of thought behind how they create their products. This Trexo Slider can be used with an app as well, or you can just use the buttons right here on the display, and I like that. It has an app, but you don't need it, because a lot of times when I'm running gunning and I'm out on a video shoot, I don't like to pull out my phone, get my app out, create all the settings, and then like set it up. Sometimes I like to just be able to push the buttons manually on screen. That way I can adjust my parameters and go. I can get the shot that I'm looking for right away, and it just saves me a little bit of time, and I don't always need to be pulling out my phone in between each shot. So I like that you can control it from the device. That's always really nice in my opinion, but it's also cool that it does have an app, because there are certain things that you can adjust or like refine on the app, which is really nice as well. Now let's show you how to use this thing. To operate this device with the control panel right here, what you're going to want to do is hit the center button, and you're going to want to toggle to learning if it's not on it already, and you're going to hit the center button again. Then you're going to click the check mark to release the motor. You're going to want to set point 1. And then you're going to want to move it to another location and set point 2. You're going to adjust the speed from there. You can turn it slower or be faster, how fast you want it to go back and forth. Once you do that, you're going to hit the center button again, and then it saves that exact 2 set points and then the speed that you chose. Right now, currently, it's on a loop pattern. I can change this if I'd like to, but I usually leave it on loop because I like the camera just to keep moving, and I'll hit record. That way I can capture the shot I'm looking for, and it just keeps going through the cycle versus just going to one spot, stopping, and then I need to start it again to get it back to the other spot. So I like that it has this loop function. That's really nice also as well if you record like video interviews of people and you want this to just do a slow pan back and forth while you're talking to someone and doing an interview. It's nice that it has this loop feature. And like I said, it's really quiet. I don't know if you can hear it right now, but it's on, it's moving, but this thing is like really silent, so it's not gonna affect your audio in any way. It also shows you your battery life on here, and then it also shows you if you have incline turned on or off. And what incline is if you're gonna be using this slider on an angle, on an incline, then you're gonna wanna turn the feature incline on. And what that'll do is that'll just provide more strength to the motor. That way it can get up that incline a lot easier. If you have a heavy camera on here, or even just a normal iPhone or something like that, you're still gonna wanna turn it on because it's gonna make the movement a lot smoother. If you don't turn it on, the motor's gonna have a harder time making it up and down that movement. But the reason that it shuts it off, or you can turn it off if you want it on a flat surface like this, is so that it conserves your battery life longer. You can also just click the front arrow or the back arrow to bring it to point 1 or to point 2 that you set earlier as well. Once you open the app, it'll show you slider, pan, or tilt. And currently right now with my device, the pan and the tilt feature are disabled because I don't have the 3-axis gimbal that sits on here. They're actually coming out with that new device which actually will allow your camera to pan and rotate and tilt all from the device. So when this slides, your camera can be turning as well, which is really cool. I'm super excited for that to launch, but right now I don't have it, so that's disabled, but I can still access the slider. So I'm going to click on slider, and then I've already set position 1 and position 2 on here, and then I also have already set my speed and my ease in function. You can change it all really easily just by dragging your finger. Like if I drag the speed button to minimum or to maximum, that's how you change the speed. If you wanted to ease in and out softer or more harshly, you can change that setting as well. The rotating button in the bottom right corner is your loop button, so if you click it, that will turn the loop feature on, and if you click it again, it will shut that off. So that's how you set up your speed. You can also set up the control, so if you just want to control this manually with the little joystick here, you can control that as well, which is really neat. Once you have the settings dialed into how you want them, you can hit the center button there, which will send it to device, and then you can hit play, and it will go through that movement that you picked out for it. You can also set multiple positions when you're operating this from the app instead of just having 2 points. If you want to add a 3rd point or even a 4th point for the device to go to and stop in between, then you can set that up right here in the app. And you can also take a picture. I didn't do it. You can see on my phone that it's just black, but you can actually take a picture of where it's at so you have a reference point of what position 1 is and what position 2 is. The 3 bars in the upper left hand corner will allow you to change different modes with this, whether you want to access the time-lapse mode or you can access the stop motion mode. And then you can also save any preset. So I actually have a preset saved, which is basically end to end on a flat surface. And then I can send that to my device and it will automatically sync that to my device. That way I don't have to keep typing in the same function every single time. And then you can see on the app as well that it has the incline mode, which you can click the button to toggle it on or off. So that's basically how you use this device. It's really simple to operate. It doesn't take you that long to mess with the settings to figure out how to use it. So I really like that. It's just intuitive and it's easy to use. The length of this Trexo slider from end to end is 13 inches, but the amount of travel that the slider actually has is 8 inches, which I feel like that is more than enough for capturing the shots that I want to. A lot of times it's nice if you can position this to have something in the foreground, something in the midground, and something in the background. It usually just shows more movement. If you can get something really close in the foreground here, it just shows the movement a little bit better. So that's just a tip if you're using this. But I found that the amount of travel is pretty decent for the shots that I need to capture. So at the time of this recording, this product comes in at $349, which is pretty reasonable in my opinion to get the nice quality slider like this. So I think that's a fair price for what it offers you. And as far as my overall thoughts go about the product, I'm really pleased with it. I think it works really well. The battery life is pretty decent on it. I'm able to capture some unique shots that I wouldn't be with just handheld or anything like that. So I think if you film on your iPhone or if you film with a video camera like I do, I think this is great that it accommodates both. And it's built really well. It's really quiet. It does what I need it to do, is slide. So I'm pretty pleased with it. If you're interested in it, then I'll put a link in the description below for you to check it out for yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on another one.